Daisy! Stella! Come on. Not milking this morning, but bringing them in for grain. They're pretty good at knowing when it's time for that. Running late because I am under the weather, as they say. So we'll bring Daisy and Stella in. I cut them here from the other two with this gate, so that way it keeps them separated. I don't want Kyle and Murph in there for the grain. Probably gonna run into a hiccup here because I got these two numbskulls out here. Yeah, let's get them in here without the dogs. So we got Daisy and Stella in here for their morning grain. You know, so today's conversation mostly focuses on, you know, there's a discussion, debate, argument of grain-fed versus grass-fed, and that's across the spectrum of livestock, right? You know, if we start with cows being ruminants and going back, whatever timeline of the world that you believe in, you know, did they actually ever eat grain, or is that something that we as humans and are seeking efficiency, you know, in production, introduced to them, and we saw the opportunities there. So I'm not here for the big debate. I'm not here to say what's right or wrong, but what I am here to say is for Stella and Daisy, they came from a wonderful small dairy. Hello, Michelle. And they fed what I would say an average to minimal amount of grain, because they were also rotational grazing, which was very important for me, where I bought, you know, my starting herd from. So Stella was conditioned to grain already, and I think actually what I know to be very true is you can't or should not take, I think, anything in life, right, when you pull it out of its element and shock its physical system, in this case a cow, where you're going to take it from getting grain and try to go straight to grass-fed. You know, the internet is littered with stories and pictures of people doing so and it not turning out well for the animal. So, you know, the parent conversation starts with, you know, your belief in use in grain, and especially soy and males and estrogen and that whole spectrum of conversation. And I think, you know, like most science and with today's technology and access to DNA and all the different opportunities for testing, we can almost make sense out of nothing making sense. Meaning that if we're going to test for something, we're going to find it. I don't know how to explain what's in my head other than that. Do I believe there's value in returning to the roots of the bovine in grass only? Absolutely. Do I believe that we have strayed so far from those genetics that would be very difficult? Yes. It's easy for me to say this because I am not shipping milk in order to feed my family. Said differently, if I had 50 of these jerseys and I was getting 4 pounds of milk, like, yeah, I'm gonna lean on grain. It's like anything else in life, cost, you know, a pro-con benefit, if you will. So, you know, I don't think grain is the devil. We minimize it for our dairy cattle. They come in, they get it in the morning, they get it in the evening, and it's a few pounds per day, and what I'm watching for is their body conditioning and how their overall health, in addition to the hay that they're getting in winter, pasture in summer, free choice minerals that they're offered. It's just one part of a larger calculation. Well, we just showed you what they're doing with the grain, huh? Hey, Daisy. So, Another very important part to think, whether it's a small scale operation or larger scale, you're always, trying to find that balance of cost of production and green, especially the stuff that you can't produce yourself, can really fluctuate in cost. So that's another incentive to be, if you have access to grass, which we do, we have, going into next year, I think we're gonna have probably 80 acres. So it's way more than we need. But, you look at the lambs, for example, we raised them from 30 pounds or whatever to over 100 and some pounds. Their finish weights were, like I said, I think around 70, or their hanging weight. So they were 100 and some odd pounds, 120 or 30 pounds probably. All off of grass. There's a cost of production there moving them, right? And some other bigger picture items that are depreciated, like fencing and so forth. But there was no grain, which was not writing a check to the local feed mill. So that's another incentive for those of us that are looking to lower our cost of production, as well as maybe finding that benefit that we believe in. You don't have to believe in it, that we believe in, that exists with no or limited grain. So we're out here Sunday morning. I've been sick, 102 temperature, been miserable. I think I pretty much slept all day yesterday. So I figured this morning, I just gotta come out, spend some time with the cows. It'll put me in a better spot, right, Murph? So, hope you have a great Sunday. Go Pack, go.